Hello, hello, hello. We are pressing on in this game. We were having a blast. My Sunday night plans got canceled, and now we're here, and honestly, we're probably better for it. This is a great time. 8 more infantry. As Russia, you really kind of want to get a little bit on the plain side going, but we are broke. We are super broke, in fact. So now we're going to combat move, and we got to make sure that we are able to defend the Caucasus. So if they're able to bring in 4 planes and like 15 things, then we need like 20 things and more planes. So first off, we got to go take Archangel, West Russia. Now the thing about Archangel is that we can actually take it with our tanks because the enemy won't be able to counterattack with their troops because these tanks will be buried in Archangel behind British and Soviet troops. So that's good. Then we send our troops to Evenki and Novorossiysk and Kazakh and march a whole bunch of dudes to the Caucasus, it would seem. Yeah. We could attack India, but the British will be able to handle it. So we'll just stay in Persia. I think this is safe. It's a good move. We're slowly pushing back the Germans, and we're making them pay with tanks for our infantry, which is a really good trade for us. And then we will land our planes, and the Russians will fear us as we deploy 4 more guys. So now we're up to actually 20 dudes. I didn't do the math, but it felt right, and we got there. And we're going to start pushing back. What do you know? This is good. This is really good. Yeah, this submarine. Oh, I never moved it, and I still won't move it. What do you know? So what are the Russians going to, or Germans going to do? They're purchasing units. And they're bombing us. Attack, attack, attack. Bombing us as in using planes to kill us all over the world. So they've clawed their way back into West Russia, Karelia. They're putting 12 tanks in Karelia. Oh my god, oh my god. I need to see what their buy was. 9 infantry, 3 artillery, and a tank. Ah. And they collected 40. So the Germans are collecting about as much as the Americans are. And the Japanese, if we go to resources, it says 0 right now. Oh, sorry. Control G. It says right now the Allies are over collecting over top of the Axis, but we gotta, like, that's the Axis start with so much more on the board that we need to grind them down to a halt and then overtake them. Because really, this American firepower is so delayed in getting into the battle. But thankfully, the Japanese are coming to us and allowing us to just exert our force over them. Okay, okay, okay. But back to the game, back to the game. What do the British need to do? They need to get their troops off the frickin' island. How do we do that? Well, we can deploy more troops into Norway. I think I want to get another aircraft carrier, though I think it is an overbuy. And I need a transport. And then as many men as I can get. This is going over my cardinal rule as the UK, which is you can never really sustain that many transports. But right now we've had such a large buildup of troops in the UK that I think we can do it and then slowly burn down the troops. British combat move. Oh, and the other problem is that with the UK, you can only deploy 8 troops at a time. So, literally, any more you can't do. So we want a dude and a man and a tank into Norway for sure. Well, I'm so used to deploying into Norway, I just thought it was a given. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, look at that German stack in Karelia. How do we handle that? The most that we could bring there is 4 convoys. Let's see what it looks like. We bring our convoys back here. We get 3 tanks, 3 men. We take our 3 tanks and 3 men. We shove them in. We go here. We grab these tanks and stuff. We shove them in. This guy does a drive-by pickup, goes here, and drops this. And then you get the cruiser in. So it's it's so bad. It is so bad. Oh my god, it's awful. Ugh. If you count the planes as tanks, because they fight on basically equal footing. Okay, we've got 9 tanks to their 12, 5 men to their 5, but then they also have artillery, and men defend on 2. So this is like having 10 of our infantry. We get a free bombard from our boat, but it's just by no means close to being enough. So, back to the drawing board. Where do we go? Well, we definitely want Western Europe. We can't even take Eastern Europe, for God's sakes. He's got so much there as well. Oh, these are some scary Germans. I think we run away with our tanks. I don't think we want to lose our tanks here. We leave a man in Norway, and we leave. Not sure where we go. We unite the fleet here. We get 2 men in this convoy for simplicity's sake. We bring the convoy down, and we drop these men here with some planes to defend them, or attack with them. And we bring our cruiser in. Oh my god, we are failing to be an effective British. These Germans in Karelia have completely denied us our landing zone. If we dropped out all of this, remember, we could have 4 infantry and 4 tanks if we went all in on Western Europe. We'd get slaughtered. We would get slaughtered. We'd have 8 things there, and he could just simply take these things, not to mention the tanks, and just go, you're dead. And that's all before using his air force. So we are building up troops. I just don't know how we're going to get them into combat. Not to mention the fact that we have these Americans. Oh, but we have the Americans. You know what? You know what? I take it back. I take it back. Take those tanks. Take those tanks, and you put them back on the boats. You take these infantry, and you put them back on the boats or on the land or on wherever the hell you put them. We go here. We get 2 more tanks. We get 4 more men. We drop it all in Western Europe. And we force the Germans to fight for it. Why am I willing to do it? Because we have the Americans. The Americans can drop 6 more infantry. So all of a sudden, that'll be 14. And then we can land all of these planes. These Eastern Canadian planes, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can put 5 planes there. Is that a good idea? I really don't think so. But it's what we're going to do. Because we need to help the Russians, and the only way of helping the Russians right now is the second front. By far is the second front. Oh my god, I almost forgot. We would like India back, please. Most assuredly. Okay. Are we in? Are we in Lake Flynn? Conduct a naval bombardment as well. Battle in India first, though. India's dead. And they didn't kill... Man, this 3-stack of infantry has been doing great. They did kill an infantry landing in Western Europe. And let's move all 3 of our planes here, because we'll be able to drop another aircraft carrier. Let me check the history. We did get an aircraft carrier. So, done. End movement phase. Oh. And we're going to be able to bring almost everything we have on the UK over in their ships next turn. British collect 35. Oh. Okay, here come the Japanese plowing through Russian lands. Coming back for Alaska. And Midway. Wow. Well, they took a lot of it. And now they're building up an army in Xinjiang, which allows them to put a lot of pressure. And the whole them taking the Midway Islands is just to be able to throw salt, because now they can pick those units up and land all along the west coast. I think that means that we need to respond by building up some tanky Brewsters. Here's the thing. They're really getting us to overcommit defending the United States here on the West Coast. But we've got to do it, right? And we're probably going to lose planes, is what I'm actually afraid of here. So let's take this all. And that's all going to go to the West Coast. Because Japan wants to play on our West Coast. It's a bad trade for them, I think. But they're forcing us to take pressure away from this. And then what we do is we load all this stuff onto these boats. And before that's done, we'll bring these boats into here and deploy 6 more infantry. I wonder, actually, undo. Can these Americans go in these boats? No, they cannot. Unlike, well, maybe they can in the non-combat. I don't think that they can. I don't think that you're allowed to board your allies' convoys and then disembark on the same turn. Though, look at this. Look at all these planes. Look at all these planes. We got 5 American planes in there. Is that enough? I don't know. The Germans strategically take out the AA gun of Western Europe just so they can come back at you. They could attack us with 12 infantry and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks. I consider artillery tanks because they add +3 to the roll as long as there's some infantry around. Against 10 of ours and 5 tanks, and then all of their planes, all of my planes. It's tight. It's really tight. And it also forces me to have my fleet undefended out here. I mean, undefended. It still is a battleship and a cruiser and stuff. But if the German Air Force was closer or had more bombers, we'd be under threat. Meanwhile, these tanks can blitz up here without a doubt. And these guys can go to West Canada. And the reason I was okay deploying everything Western United States this turn is specifically because all of my ships are out of position. None of them can bring over additional troops next round. They're all going to have to come back quite far. This tank can blitz all the way to French West Africa, while these men take the Belgian Congo, and these 5 infantry continue their mosey across North Africa. Oh. There is a bomber around. I don't like wasting this bomber on bombing raids, but we're going to bomb Germany anyway. 1 in 6 chance. Though 1 in 6 chance, because of cumulative probability, does not mean you should survive 6 bombing raids. On average, you should survive 3 of them and get shot down on the 4th. So this is number 2. Ugh. God, though, it does make me scared. Ugh, cross your fingers. We got through. And we rolled a 2? But we're playing low luck. It's supposed to be a 3 or a 4. What? Okay, Belgian Congo. We hit him and he missed. Okay, we've liberated Africa. Battle in Alaska. It was an auto hit and he didn't kill our tank. Very good. Non-combat move. We don't have any planes, I don't think. All of our planes are here. Oh, the bomber. Yeah, there we go. And okay, the Japanese is owning the Pacific. The fact that we don't own Hawaii is pretty embarrassing, to be honest. But we're done. And let's go ahead and deploy all of this on the Western United States. Just to really say, you know, you want to flex with your transports and stuff. Like, they're investing so much in the capacity to move troops, when if they just bought another factory, they could just spew forth. Ugh, spew. What a word that spew is. I wonder if we can attack this. No, we can't. That's too bad. Okay, great stuff. We have deployed our units. Next turn, 39, what do you know? Next turn, we'll see what the Russians are doing. Their country is squeezed, but they've had a moment to flex it back, though Archangel is quite sketchy. Even the British ran away. They pulled a France, and they didn't quite surrender. They did a Dunkirk. We did a Dunkirk out of Norway. And I hope you enjoyed, because I sure did. And I will see you in the next one.